Good evening. This is Sam. I'm accompanied by Mr. Fred here.
The one and only.
The one and only. Oh, wow, that was loud. All right, I love this. And welcome to the new episode, number dose of the Saxy Tap Podcast. Woo!
Hot damn, Sam. Loving the energy tonight. Sam, tell us what we're drinking tonight.
All right. So what we're drinking is that last time we were drinking Cold Smoke from the Cattle House, which is a local brew around here. But now we're drinking Dragon's Breath from the Great Burn, or sorry, not the Great Burn, just called the Bayern Brewery here. It's a dark Hefeweizen, which is a German style brew, and I like them because they're an actual legitimate German style beer brewery, and it tastes fantastic.
We go in for the first drink.
Very dark, very thick.
Oh yeah. I like that dark shit, though.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very... Have you ever had Dragon's Breath or anything from Baron?
You know what? It's my first time.
Hey! What's your thoughts on that?
Like I said, I really like... Well, I'm a big fan of the darker stuff, so this is pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, this is definitely a winner for me. I am going to enjoy this one tonight.
Me too. All right. And also, other good news here is that Mr. Freddy here has been very kind to get my another microphone for me. So now we're both rocking microphones with hopefully no echo here. I'm seeing on Audacity here, and it doesn't seem like there's an echo of any kind. So that's pretty cool. So thank you, Mr. Fred. Super kind.
You are welcome. Said if we're going to do this right, we better do it fucking right. So
excellent. So what should we talk about for our first topic here?
Well, I think we definitely need to get off what happened Saturday evening.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy, where do we start?
All right.
Well, anyway, so what was it? It was right after we finished the first recording of the pilot, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a pilot.
So, yeah, we got done, and we're like, oh, all right. We've already been drinking. Let's go and continue more drinking. Because that's the logical thing to do, right?
That's a very logical thing to do.
So, we go down to local... Can we really call it a dive bar, though? I mean, it's been around forever.
I wouldn't say it wouldn't be a dive bar by any chance. It's, a dive bar would be that one bar that's close to the good food store. I forgot what it's called, the GNC or something like that. That's a dive bar. Owls and Vicks is not a dive bar, which a local bar here in good old Zootown.
Good old Faithful.
Good old Faithful, yes, yeah, absolutely. Oh, thank you, phone. Thank you for notifying me.
So anyway, we go down there and have some beers, and you know, we don't like. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of like crowded bars, you know, but seems like we find one every Saturday. Who would know?
I mean, I don't know, but if you go downtown on a Saturday night, you're probably gonna find people who are in crowded bars.
So anyway, it was crowded enough, but we saw some spots at the bar, so we're like, oh, all right, fuck it, we're gonna go in there. So we go in there or whatever, and we noticed that there's like a group of women that are celebrating a birthday.
But not just any birthday.
Dirty 30.
Which I have never heard that term, the dirty 30.
So Sam's like, oh, what does that mean? So I gave him some bullshit excuse like, oh, you know, women they get to their sexual peak in their 30s. That's why they call it the dirty 30s, you know.
Which is true, actually. I looked that up recently.
You would, motherfucker. You would look that shit up. Anyway, so we're sitting there, and another thing we like to do is what if scenarios.
Oh God, yeah.
And they're like, we try to make them as ridiculous as possible. That you got to come up with a even more ridiculous answer. Well, anyway, Sam's like, hey Fred, what would you do if one of those gals came over and was like, hey, taking you home tonight? And I was like, Sam, chugging my beer and I'm sending you home.
I don't have a vehicle, and I said to him, you know what, Fred, I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad. We'd be more happy to walk home. And
that's a true bro right there, buddy. That is a true motherfucking bro. Anyway, not even fucking 5 minutes after he says this, and I emphasize not even 5 minutes, this gal comes up to me, and she's like, she pokes me on the shoulder, and then she's like, how old are you? Like, you know, I turn around and I try to be some smart ass, you know, like some cocky motherfucker, and I'm like, you know what? I'm old enough. A little giddily, and she's like, so like 21, 24, and I actually tell her my actual age, which is older than that, but I'm not gonna say it. And then she walks away. I'm like, okay, and I'm pretty sure it didn't go anywhere because I gave her the good old silent treatment. I didn't say anything to her after that. I did take a couple looks back, and I did notice she was still looking at me. But I think she lost interest because I was more interested with ESPN that night watching baseball replays. So, yeah, I gave her the good old silent treatment. But, yeah, I thought that was pretty ridiculous that you called that pretty well.
My third eye just open right up, and then I just, you know, it's unlike a fortune seer, you know, or like a seer. I see into the future. It only happens like rarely, but maybe because we're drinking beers, it just kind of happens.
Well, and then you say, oh, so you say, oh, I've got this. I can see shit. Like half an hour later, some guy got kicked out of the bar, and you saw this commotion, and you're like, what the hell's going on? I didn't see anything. Yeah, good job, Sam.
Well, it's not my fault when I get a little tipsy because we had the Jesus juice, and then we had a couple cold smokes.
God damn you and your Jesus juice.
Jesus juice! But when I get a little tipsy, then the third eye just shuts down. It just goes completely silent. I can't see the future. I can't see anything like that, so it's not my fault. Not my fault at all.
I'm still blaming you, though.
Still gonna blame me, motherfucker.
But, yeah, so that was a pretty funny encounter for a Saturday evening. I'd say that would... Good evening, Evie. How are you?
I can hear her pantsing. That's cute.
No, you cannot have the beer.
Hey, mascot, get down. Sit. You good girl. And sit. Ladies and gentlemen, I am trying to make her sit, and she won't sit down. There we go.
Well, another news, Sam. I got, so I told you I got a membership to the Roxy Theater.
Oh, yeah?
My membership card came in today.
Oh.
Yeah, you gotta check this shit out.
Is it fancy dancy?
It's pretty rad, I'm gonna say that. Yeah, so it says Roxy member, Missoula's nonprofit community cinema, and it has a barcode on the back to, you know, bring up my account or whatever, my account number, my name or whatever. But it's got this yellow and black theme going with it, and what do you think of that?
Oh wow! Let me see that. Roxy member, nonprofit community cinema, Missoula. I like that. I don't know what that picture is.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure it's like from an old film, like something about going to the moon or something like that.
To the moon.
I'd have to look that up for you for next time, but yeah. So that was pretty cool to get in the mail today.
Oh wow.
But that's another thing I gotta look up. What do they got playing this month? Because it is the first of the month.
First of the July.
Yeah.
Bluff Shit today is right around the corner.
It's gonna be a fun weekend. That's what it's gonna be.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But let's see, I'm looking that up right now.
While Fred's looking that up, another segment that I always wanted to talk about is just a little monologue about how, because we're people, and sometimes people do dumb shit, which is A-okay. I am A-okay of people doing dumb shit, but when it comes to me and dumb shit comes my way, then I say, no thank you. That is not okay.
That is a no me gusta.
No me gusta. So, one of the things that kind of pisses me off is that I work in retail, so you get the people that are just absolutely, dipshits and whatnot. But one story is that we got a lady, and I can't say her name due to privacy reasons, but we'll call her Stacy. Stacy comes in, and she's a regular at this retail place, and the problem with her is that I'm pretty sure that she is some sort of possibly a drug addict of some kind, maybe on the meth, maybe on the cocaine. It's hard to tell. But anyways, what makes it very frustrating with her is that she just does not sit still. She just constantly, if I shake the table, it's like, I can't really show it on the mic here, but it's constantly, it's just like, tapping like this. It's an awful noise, but that's what she's like. She can't stop moving around. But I got good news because she actually stole from us. And she's just a pain in the arse to deal with, since she always constantly make up stories and whatnot. But make short story long, or long story short, that lady, Miss Stacy, is gone, and I don't have to deal with her ever again. I don't have to deal with her saying oh, this thing didn't work, or oh, I want to return this, or this and that didn't work, or oh, I'm going to sue you guys because of blah 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 blah. Like, she says the weirdest stuff, but she's not going to be doing that anymore because she's gone.
She's gone, motherfucker.
She's gone. Which, that is very, very, very exciting. Don't have to deal with idiot people like that. You work in a place where sometimes you have frustrating things you have to deal with, right? Because you don't work with people directly, you work with things, right?
Yeah, I work with, mechanic. You of course work on things. But yeah, I mean, you're gonna definitely have your, I guess I am a little grateful that I don't have to deal with people on a basis,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there is interactions with people once in a while, but it's just like progress on this. Fully understanding,
Mm-hmm.
Not a bad gig. Let's put it that way.
Oh.
Not a bad gig.
Well, I can imagine it'd be a little bit frustrating because working as a mechanic, you get things that are how do I say this? Like, mechanics stuff is so complicated that you would find things, like, you need to find things out how to fix it properly, but it's impossible because there's so many, there's 1,000 bolts for every vehicle or something like that, or on big stuff it's even more little tiny bits of screws and whatnot, and then the computer electronic part comes into play, and that's a son of a bitch, right?
Yeah, definitely. But when you see so many vehicles coming in and out, you'll find that majority of these trucks will have the same problem.
Oh yeah.
So that relieves some of the frustration, or but it does get redundant once in a while. But yeah. Anyways, just looked up the calendar for the Roxy, Sam.
Oh yeah.
Guess what is playing July 27th?
What's playing July 27th?
Just give me a guess.
Let's see. Sorry, I'm playing with my new toy over here.
Sam, put that away.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. Hold on, let me just zip up my pants here.
Damn it, Sam.
The Great Gatsby?
No. One more guess.
Alien 2.
No, I wish, but they're playing Jaws.
Dun 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 dun.
And then we got Tombstone in 35 millimeter.
Oh, I've seen Tombstone. That's a really good movie.
A river runs through it in 35 millimeter.
That's a local-made movie, isn't it?
Yes. My ass will be there Sunday, July 21st. Let me tell you. Oh, shit. Raiders of the Lost Ark.
The first one. The good one.
The good one. Wait, you mean you weren't a fan of the Crystal Skull?
I mean, okay. So just to go on a little rant on movies. Okay, so you got Raiders of the Lost Ark, which is, like, this is probably one of my only times where paranormal stuff I am A-okay with, because, I mean, you're getting the golden chalice where, I think, didn't they say, like, Jesus was the first guy, the first Jesus juice that was in there with his blood and whatnot? Or, no, that was King Arthur. King Arthur and the golden chalice, that's right, not Jesus. But for some reason they spun it as Jesus, I think. People in the comments, you can back me up or say, oh, he's a damn idiot for saying that.
That would be me saying that in the background.
But I really like that movie because it executes it well. It's funny. I mean, you got Indiana Jones doing Indiana Jones stuff, which is always fun to watch on the big screen. And then when you got the Kingdom of the fucking Crystal Skull comes out, you got, ooh, aliens, like that guy from the History Channel with the big old quotation marks. Aliens.
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 So you know how you were talking about how you had the comic relief of Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Oh, yeah.
So you remember that scene where he's running through the village chasing those, I don't know, we'll call them bad guys right now.
The baddies?
Baddies who just stole his girlfriend or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And the one guy, he gets to an alleyway and he's just like swinging his sword, like trying to impress him, like try to scare him or whatever. And he fucking... Dr. Jones just pulls out a fucking revolver and shoots that guy. That scene was totally improv.
Really?
He was not, Harrison Ford was not feeling well that day, and I think it was originally a script to be a sword fight scene, but he just wasn't having it that day, so he's like, I'm ending this right now, and just shot the guy. So glad they left that in there.
Oh, God, that's a good, interesting trivia. I did not know that.
Harrison Ford shot first.
Harrison Ford shot first. We'll say that again. Harrison Ford shot first. Man, I am really digging this microphone. And I am really digging no echo this time, which is perfect. But anyways, moving on to the next topic here. I think we need to talk about some more good, and put good in quotation marks, dating advice. And I was asking my dad the other day what some good dating advice. And this is my humor of the good old dad, of where how do you attract a lady friend? All you need to do is that you need to get yourself some cardboard and a Sharpie. Make sure the cardboard doesn't have any writing on there. And what you do is you write on the cardboard, I am so scared to death to talk to you, and I think you're absolutely beautiful. Will you please go out with me? And you just wear that sign. You just walk up to her, and you just point at the sign and just go, please. And that's it. That's how you get a lady. Works every time.
Sam, I want you to do that. I want to see that in action.
And then find out it actually works. I get like a 10 out of 10 babe, and she's like, oh yeah, I'll definitely go on a date with you.
God damn it. That son of a bitch was a genius.
What about you? You got any good quotation marks dating advice?
Fuck. You know what I think we need to talk about is that story. So what was it, back in, I think it was like, what, college or something? The hell was it?
What story?
Oh, you're gonna shake your head. So Sam comes to the group of us. We're like, what do we got? 5 of us?
Yeah.
He's all excited. He's like, guys, I got a girlfriend.
Oh God. Oh no.
And
oh no.
Who was it? I think it was like John or Bridger or something. We're like, well, is she hot? Sam's like, well, no. I was like, wow, we're off to a great start here. Talk about the honesty.
Honest Sam over here.
Is she hot? Well, no.
Well, no.
Well, no.
Oh, God. I'm not going to say her name, but let's just say that was a train wreck as soon as the beginning of that relationship. Oh, God, it was bad. It was so bad.
Fuck.
But hey, I learned a valuable lesson. Never ever use online dating because that's just an easy way to get lied to, and the mascot agrees.
What do you think? What do you think, huh?
Better be careful, Fred. She's probably gonna jump up on you. She's probably gonna. She didn't. You know what she didn't do?
Don't say it. You're gonna jinx it.
What she didn't do is that she didn't do her secret technique of pawing you in the balls. That's what she didn't do, and now she's aching to do that.
No. It's like a daily ritual with her. She's got to do it. It's like an itch.
It's like an itch.
Where are the balls?
Where are the balls? I must touch them. I must cause pain.
I must. Keep an eye on her.
She's like oh gosh, she's like the dog version of those weeping angels from Doctor Who, and Fred, have you ever watched Doctor Who by any chance? British show. Well, it's an interesting premise because it's imagine an alien that's in a phone box back in London, and he goes around in this time machine that's bigger on the inside, and you go and see these fantastical creatures and whatnot. Well, anyways, what the scariest thing in that show is a weeping angel, and basically what those are just angel statues that are linked to the quantum something.
Those are the ones where, if you look at them, they won't move, but as soon as you take your eye off of them, they, move closer towards you.
They get quantum locked if you observe them, so you have to constantly stare at them, and they won't move. But as soon as you take their eyes off them, then they'll hunt you, and how they hunt you is they steal your time, so they send you back in time, and then they feed off of your potential timeline. My dog is like that. If you watch her, she won't hit you in the balls. But if you take her eyes off her just for one moment, she sneaks up on you and jumps on you, and then she gets you.
So what you're saying is, when I can't have kids in 20 years, I'm going to become hunting you down, Sam. Be like, motherfucker.
Hey, well, think of it this way. Perhaps that you can kick my ass, and perhaps you'll be like, motherfucker, I don't have any kids now. Or you'll come and shake my hand and you'll thank me, because kids are and I just thought of this before you came over today, kids are like financial vampires, you know?
Financial vampires, huh?
Financial vampires.
Literally vampires.
Yes, vampires to your wallet, and they suck you dry.
Suck me dry. Oh. Well, I guess we'll just have to wait for that moment. You get your ass kicked, or you get a handshake.
My third eye is opening up since we got just some beers here, and I feel like I'm gonna get both, actually. You're gonna get kicked in the balls first, and then while I'm on the ground, you're gonna put your hand on me like, put it there, Sam.
Put it there.
Oh, my balls!
Buddy old pal.
Oh, man. Well, speaking of being buddy old pals and whatnot, how long have we been friends? A good time, isn't it?
Too fucking long.
Too long?
No, I think it was, it's gotta be at least 10, 15 years.
Oh, yeah. Because we met in grade school, wasn't it?
Got another story for you folks, and it involved vampires.
Oh, shit.
5th grade.
Oh, no.
Met this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to know each other, but you want to talk about really making an impression when you go to a school? And I encourage everybody to do this. Because after this, Sam was well known. Sam was pretty popular, let's put it that way.
I was not popular for the right reasons.
Sam, but people still knew you.
That's fair.
Anyway,
That's fair.
Halloween comes around.
Oh, God.
And, they have the, when you're in, middle school or whatever, they have, Halloween parties. You dress up and shit like that.
Yeah.
Well, we used to have our Halloween parties at the end of the day. The last hour of school or whatever, you have your little dress-up party, stuff like that. 8:25 in the morning. We're all in homeroom class. Sam comes walking in, everybody. Full-on makeup, Dracula outfit.
We're talking
and I mean, we're not talking some cheesy stuff. This was really well done. I think your parents put this on pretty good. I'll give them that, huh?
I woke up at 5 in the morning so that they could put all the makeup on and spray tan the hair all black, comb it back so I could have the widow's peak going on, the full makeup, and not just on the face, but on the face and the neck, the cheekbone, so it's all pure white. And I got my fangs as the vampire costume, like the Count Dracula outfit.
So he comes walking in, and everybody, it went complete silent. Let's put it that way. Everybody looked at the front door. Everybody saw Sam. And we did not know what to expect. I'll give it to you. That's one of like my favorite memories of you. And then what even topped it off best was we had a student teacher there, and it was their last day. So what we did was we all took pictures, and everybody's dressed like normal, like little 5th graders or whatever. In the middle of the photo, top row, you have fucking Dracula.
I mean, and if I remember correctly, I went full on in of like looking down, trying to be as creepy as fucking possible. And yeah, you might as well go in. There's no turning back now. I can't take it off the mind. And no one told me, and I was super.
I remember
upset.
that. I remember that exact term. No one told me. No one told me.
No one told me that we're doing it at the end of the day. An hour of my time and an hour of sleep gone for nothing.
Nope. Definitely worth it. It is a great story we have.
Oh god, we have so many stories.
Oh my god, yeah, that was
fucking Dracula.
Maybe you should bring Dracula back this year.
Ooh, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can pull it off. I'm too tall to be Dracula.
I think that's why it works, though. I've always felt like Dracula was a tall motherfucker.
I want to suck your blood so I can be taller.
So, like, honestly, like, you think of, like, a midget vampire is going to be able to suck somebody's blood off the neck? No, you got to be tall. Tall has the advantage.
That's fair. That's very fair. Or they can be a midget and they just bite your dick and then they're a gay vampire.
You had to go there. You had to go there. Most people are like, oh, it'll just bite your thigh or your stomach. No, you went straight on dick. He's gonna bite that dick.
I am not gay. I swear, I am not gay. I just find that shit super funny.
Some of these people are gonna question that, Sam. Then I'm at the top of the list.
Hey, I'm okay by that. I mean, let's put it this way. I think I've seen your dick, and your dick is definitely seen by me. I think.
Oh.
Because another great story, and this is a cautionary tale of don't do drugs, kids and parents and everyone. Don't do drugs. Is high school. We have a friend that we didn't mention. His name is Brandon, and he's a total pothead. And at this time, I had a long distance relationship with a lady friend that I really liked at the time. And we go to this cabin in Sealy Lake. And we got super baked. Like, I got super baked. Some of her friends got super baked. And for some reason, we're up in the cabin. And there's a bunch of dudes, by the way. And I probably shouldn't share this story because that's going to be questioned whether or not I'm gay or not.
Was this the story, the D&D story?
It happened right after the D&D story.
Okay, I wasn't there for the D&D story. I remember I showed up like the next day or something like that, and then that was the first thing, like, it wasn't like, oh, hey, Fred, how you doing? No, it's like, yeah, we all saw Sam's dick. And I'm like, you know what? I know how this weekend is going to go now. That's how it's going to go down.
Well, to continue this story, why my dick was out is because I was thinking about her, and she was
Yes, Sam, please answer that question. Why your dick was out?
I mean, I was just sitting there super high off my ass, and we're sitting there, and then I was just thinking about my lady friend, and then I was like, oh man, she's super pretty. I really like her. And then one thing led to another, and then my dick was in my hand, and then I didn't realize that I had full mask going on. And then my friends look over and go, Sam, oh my god! And I'm like, oh shit! And then they were making fun of me, saying, Sam, why would you pull out your dick in front of us? That's just not right.
And this is tight quarters. This was a tiny-ass cabin, and you're doing that in front of, like, 5 other dudes. You're a sick motherfucker.
Well, I learned in my lesson quite well. Don't do drugs, and don't think about lady friends while you're high off your ass.
You know what? I think that was the first weekend I had my first beer.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that was my first time I actually had alcohol, and I had a martini. Again, the evidence against me of not being gay is not stacking well against me.
You just keep adding it up, boy.
Hey man, if I'm gonna bury my own tombstone and bury my own grave, I want to go so deep that no one will find this precious ass.
Fucking precious ass. What did I have? Oh yeah,
Bud
one
Light,
of
wasn't it?
What?
Was it Bud Light?
Yeah, I hate that shit to that day because of that. Well, probably didn't help that it was like 80 degrees outside and he left it in his trunk.
Oh god, Jake's trunk.
That car was so destroyed.
Oh yeah. So another story that was very fun is Jake, our nincompoop friend, but I still love him to this day. He's a gem to behold. So, what did he have? Like a Ford Focus or something like that?
Yeah, he had like a red Ford Focus, 4-door red Focus. Yeah.
And I don't quite remember the model or the year, but it was a tight little car. It's a little speedster. And when he rolls up, we check out one of his tires, and one of his tires is like, you can see the threads, and we're like, Jake, look at this tire. And he's like, well, what's wrong with it? You can see the threads, like, what's wrong with it? And it's like, and then he says, well, what do you mean what's wrong with it? And we ask, what do you mean what's wrong with it? Look at it, that thing is about to blow at any second. And of course he's like, oh no, it's fine.
You know, you mentioned that tire story, and so we went up to, what was it, Twin Bridges?
Oh yeah?
So you guys graduated a week before us or whatever?
Oh yeah.
Or no, yeah, it was a week before us. So we're like, oh, that weekend, the 3 of us, or the 4 of us, yeah, what was it? I can't remember, but we all piled in Jake's car.
Oh yeah?
Drove to Twin Bridges, which is like a 3.5-hour drive from where we live.
Oh god, yeah.
With those fucking bald-ass tires.
Oh man.
And he still hadn't managed to get them changed a month later when we were at the cabin.
Oh my god, really?
Well, yeah, and that's what you're mentioning. You saw the bald tires.
Oh my god, I didn't know it was that long.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that he didn't get himself killed with that.
Car was... I used to, you know, you do like the Starsky and Hutch or the Dukes of Hazzard hood slide or whatever. I used to do that all the time to his car.
Oh god, yeah, I think his hood got bent, right?
What?
Didn't his hood get bent and
what was it? His wheel well or his wheel fender or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I missed the hood and my ass went right for that and this left this huge ass dent. Jake had to explain that to his parents, like, why is there a huge ass dent in your car? Well, you know what?
We had a good time.
Fred did the hood slide.
But did it wrong.
Well, anyway, continue your story.
Well, anyways, I didn't even go along with this run. I think this is when we were still high off our ass. So it was Jake, Brandon, I believe our friend Coulter. They decided they wanted to drive around on the dirt roads and whatnot. So they were gone for like maybe an hour or two, and we were just watching movies, playing video games. I think I was playing New York Noir or whatever that game is on the 360 where you play as a detective. LA Noir. Good game, by the way. And
Bridger and I were taking a nap together. Well, I don't want to say together, but we had to share beds. It's really hard to like explain that we are not gay. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all.
But we just have the evidence that
This stacks up against us. We were taking a nap. We were playing some games. A couple hours pass. Jake comes in, and he's sweating like crazy because he's been running the entire time. And he says, "Hey, can we borrow your dad's truck? Because my car got stuck." And we're thinking, "Oh, okay, no big deal. His car got stuck somewhere. Happens to the best of us." So we drive up there, and Jake guides us where it goes, and it takes us 5-15 minutes to find out. And that motherfucker almost drew off a cliff, and his car was touching, like, we'll say that only 3 wheels were touching the pavement, and one was ass air in the air.
Yep, there was like a 15-foot drop into this ravine or something like that.
And he couldn't reverse. So Fred got the brilliant idea of like, take a little tow rope and whatnot and pull it out. And then Jake also thought it would be a good idea because at this time he was big, muscly and whatnot. I don't know if he was taking steroids or not. Probably not. But he says, "Oh, I'm gonna push it out while you pull it, Fred." And he did, and it got up just a little bit. And then Coulter in the background, I think we had someone that took a video of it somehow, some way.
So we're in the middle of trying to pull this car out, and the tow strap is getting tight, and we're like, okay. Jake's pushing on the car, thinking, "Oh yeah, I'm helping." Really, you're not. All of a sudden, we get it even tighter and tighter and tighter. The thing snaps, and it makes this like a
Doink!
Yeah, a good I don't want to say like a whip sound. It was probably a whip sound, like a whip sound. Yeah, thing snaps. Oh, fuck. Coulter in the background is just, oh, fuck. Like it's the end of the world that this tow strap just broke. Well, anyway, what did we do? We ended up retying it or something like that. And we ended up, so we tried number 2, and we finally got it out. Jake's pushing on the car, but as soon as we get it on level ground, because it's in neutral, it goes sliding into the other bank. And he dents his bumper, or his rear bumper.
Did he also try? I think he tried to pull it, and then as it finally came out, he almost got crushed by his own car.
Yeah, that guy was an idiot.
You gotta have those idiot friends to remiss on awesome stories like that.
God. And you wonder why we don't have girlfriends, because we're out doing stupid shit
like that. Yeah.
That's why women live longer, right there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because men do stupid shit like that. Oh man. Oh man. Good story.
Yep. What else? Oh boy.
What about what about that story where what about that story where I think it was Coulter and Bridget's birthday, and it was snowing, and we were doing like these dares, and there was this like gallon of soy sauce that we dumped on Coulter's head.
Oh yeah, I ended up rolling in the snow bare ass naked.
Yeah,
that might be the situation where you saw my wiener.
Hey man, you're best friends with your bro if you've seen the most private of private sanctums.
The wiener.
The ween. Oh man, that was funny. I feel bad for him. I don't know who said that.
My question is, why do you have a gallon of fucking soy sauce?
That's a good question. Maybe you're cooking a lot, but then that family...
That's a lot of rice to be cooking.
Yeah. I mean, you could... I mean, yeah, that's a lot of soy sauce. Oh god, he stunk so bad. Of soy and whatnot. I don't remember what I did. Oh no, I think I got an ice ball to the face, if I remember correctly. or something because John, one of our friends, he had to hump a snowbank. You rolled around naked. Coulter got a gallon worth of soy sauce over his head, and I think I got, for some reason, like... No, I got a snowball to the balls, and I got ball tagged by snow. That was it.
Of course it involves balls.
Of course it does. Of course it does. Our friends, ladies and gentlemen, we kick each other in the balls all the time. Or other nastiness.
I'm pretty sure, I'm convinced none of us are going to have kids for how many times we ball tagged each other.
Oh god, another thing that we came up with, besides the flying swan story from episode 1, is... It was Jake's birthday, and we go to his house, and his parents are a little wealthy, so they have a giant basement that we had all to ourselves. And for some weird reason, Jake decided, like, hey, we should play dodgeball. And we're like, oh, okay, so we'll just throw foam balls at each other.
Yeah, dodgeball.
Dodgeball. But then it quickly turned into ball tag, which was the main idea is to try to hit someone in the balls as hard as you can with, like, Nerf balls or anything you can find. And then when you do it, you go, ball tag!
Ball tag!
Ball tag! And I remember the insanity because I was recording the video and I was trying not to get hit, and then all of a sudden I get hit in the ball so hard and I say, okay, that's it, and I just...
Well, of course you go for the cameraman. I mean, yeah.
Oh, that was pure chaos. Pure, absolute, unadulterated chaos. Oh, man. Oh, Jake.
We need to get that guy on here. First guest.
First guest. Jake the imbecile.
Jake the imbecile. Yes, that's what we're going to call him. And he's probably going to agree, too.
All right. Well, that's going to be interesting because because currently I'm using a program where we can use both these microphones to be on Audacity and whatnot, but how... Well, actually, I'll just get the banana version of this because there's actually a thing called Voice Meter, and those Voice Meter banana is the banana version.
Banana version.
The banana version, when you get... It's the advanced version. I don't know why they call it banana. Banana. Speaking of bananas, wouldn't it be bananas if you have... Like, let's say you're brewing a beer, right? Something's heavy like this Dragon's Breath. Ah, that's good. And what you do is that you brew it normally, and then when you let it sit in a barrel, you take bananas, you mush them up, and then you completely like cover the insides with like this banana mush and let that sit for a minute and see if you have a beer that tastes like bananas. Like let it sit for like maybe 2-3 months. Or it could be the most nastiest shit in the world.
I'm gonna go with that. I've never been a big banana fan, to be honest.
You're not a fan of bananas?
No, like when you think of like what was it? What was that stupid Laffy Taffy or whatever?
Oh yeah.
I always hated the banana flavor.
The banana flavor was like the most favorite thing of mine. But bananas and cherries.
Cherry was pretty good. I was a big green apple fan.
Green apple was good. Green apple was fantastic.
Yeah. So anytime like what was it? The baseball chew.
Got the bubble gum?
The bubble gum that had green apple.
Oh, really?
That was pretty good.
Was it sour or sweet? I don't remember.
Well, they called it sour, but it wasn't really sour. But it was a little sweet. Like it was a lot. You take a lot of sugar in.
Can you just completely go haywire?
Oh yeah.
No wonder why we're all up and at 'em, because we're just fucking eating sugar all the time. Oh man, speaking of sugar, I remember when I first had my first energy drink when we were having a goobly glop at Coulter and Britter's place. And I had like the grape version of a Monster.
Well, hold on. You go to explain the goobly glop.
The goobly glop. Okay. So our good friends who are
You can't be just dropping terminology like that.
So the goobly glop was, I don't know where the term came from, but our friend, Coulter and Bridget, they are twins, so they have the same birthday. You know, go figure.
No.
Shit. I didn't know. I thought they had separate birthdays, but they're twins. Oh man, can you imagine being twins but you have separate birthdays but like a day off? I bet that could happen.
I'm guaranteeing that happened. That's happened.
Poop one out at 11:58 and poop the other one out at 12:05.
That's exactly what they do, Sam. They poop them out. I'm so glad you paid attention in sex ed.
Hey, man. I remember when I was in sex ed that I was ready to be a dad, okay?
Oh my god, I remember that. They were trying to like, does anybody here think they're ready to be a dad? Sam raises his hand.
This is like 8th graders, so we're like what?
12, oh yeah,
13.
I am so ready to be a dad. I have conquered my life. I am ready to produce.
Ready to produce.
Sam, are you really ready to produce? Yeah, well, why not?
Yeah, why not? That's what I said.
Jesus. Oh my god.
Oh yes, the mascot agrees that I shouldn't be ready to reproduce. Can you imagine little me's running around? I mean,
God help us.
God help us, yeah. But the Gooply Glop, to be back on topic here, is a birthday party bash where we play video games, eat a lot of food, and don't sleep. As what you do as you're a teenager, or tweens, as I would say, and you're going to a birthday party. And
yeah, we're not talking about girls. We're not worried about girls. We're worried about the next fucking level.
We're worried about the next fucking level. We're worried about playing that Halo, trying to...
I fucking hated Halo.
You're one of my very few friends.
I think like I was just terrible at it, and I wasn't very interested in it, so I didn't give a rat's ass about it. But yeah, we played a lot of Guitar Hero.
Oh god, yes.
What else did we play?
I think it was Halo and Guitar Hero was the only games that we played.
I thought there was other more we played, but
Jordan. It was Left 4 Dead. We played a lot of Left 4 Dead.
Left 4 Dead. Now I was a big fan of that.
That was very fun.
Speaking of Left 4 Dead, have you seen the World War Z game yet?
I've seen trailers.
Have you seen any gameplay?
It looks like a third-person Left 4 Dead for me.
It almost feels like a Left 4 Dead game to me.
Really?
If you look that up, you'll agree with me.
Because they have the same mechanic where if you go down, you have to have one of your party members get you back up, and you have hordes of zombies going at you all the time. And I don't know if they go Hope they do.
But just the aspect of you're in a team, you all have to survive together. You have to all work together.
Yeah.
They got that aspect, but yeah, there were some similarities when I watched some gameplay of that.
Color me interested, because I want to play that, because it's like zombies are like pizza. You can only have 2 types of pizza. Good pizza or good pizza. You can't have bad pizza. It's like zombies. Every zombie flick, it's always good because it's zombies. Right?
Oh, I mean, I've seen some pretty bad zombie films.
But it's still good. Because they're bad. But it's still good.
Like, there was one I was like, it was really hard for me to be interested in. Like, a couple... Maybe like 7-10 years ago or something like that, they had Abraham Lincoln versus the Vampire Hunter or something like that.
Oh my god, that was so bad.
Well, that was a feature film, but Netflix had a low budget Abraham Lincoln versus zombies.
Oh god.
So you're fighting some Confederate fucking zombies. Abraham Lincoln he's on the front lines.
He's on the front lines.
Slaying some zombies.
Liberating the black people and slaying some zombies.
That is our 15th president.
That's our 15th president.
They didn't put that in the history books.
Well, maybe it's a conspiracy theory. Maybe that actually did happen and maybe zombies are real. But they left that out. But Netflix is like, oh, if we have this as like a super secret thing, we can show the masses.
We're going to expose it. We're going to blow this thing right
open. Yeah. It's Watergate all over again.
Watergate. I am not a crook.
I am not a crook. Oh man, that's fun. Speaking of zombies, have you ever seen a low budget series called Nation Z?
I watched that was on Netflix, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I watched a few episodes of that. I didn't finish it. That's the question.
Well, I believe they're on their 3rd or 4th season, and the reason why the acting is so bad because it's so low budget is that the first take was also the last take, so that's why it feels so awkward with the conversations because they only have one shot. And when you go in there and you watch it and you have that in the back of your brain, you go, wow, they must be on edge the entire time to try to get this perfect just by doing it only one time. You got one shot. Kind of like this podcast. You got one shot. Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up.
We've done fucked it up.
We've done fucked it up real good.
We've already done fucked it up. We're just going with it. Speaking of zombie flicks, you remember we spent a late night at Walmart going through like the $5-$10 bins or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I remember pulling out Night of the Living Dead. Like the...
Night of the Living Dead?
Night of the Living Dead. The zombie flick that started it all.
Oh, yeah?
I was super excited about it. Like, I'm going to watch this shit.
Yeah, yeah?
I still haven't opened that box and watched it. Oh, man, it's...
Well, I'm the same here because I think I got, like, John Wick and whatnot, and...
You still haven't seen John Wick?
No. And it's right over there. It's right over there in my collection of movies that I haven't opened up yet.
I have never wanted to slap you until this moment. Oh my God, Sam.
Hey, you can't hit a man with glasses, can you?
Jesus Christ, it is on your shelf! Oh my God, Sam. Sam, do yourself a favor tonight.
What?
Don't go on the internet. Don't do anything. Don't be jerking off tonight. Sit down and watch John Wick.
Oh, man, that's a really bad ultimatum. Jerk off or watch John Wick. I can't do both.
You might be able to with that film.
I don't know. That's pretty gay.
Sam. Just watch the film.
Okay, I will attempt. I will not watch pornography. I will not sit around and do nothing on YouTube. I will try to sit down and watch John Wick. Because we did see John Wick Chapter 4? Was it?
3.
Or Chapter 3. Whatever
Ooh, guess what comes out tomorrow?
Oh, what comes out tomorrow? Spooderman!
Spooderman!
Spooderman! A Long Way from Home, and if you told me correctly, that movie takes place literally right after Endgame, right?
Yep, pretty much like it's like next in line, timeline wise, yeah.
I'm genuinely interested to see what Marvel has in store because that's 15 years of movies from the first Avengers to all the way up to right now to kind of coalesce all Phase 1, 2, and 3, and I think they're on Phase 4, and... Can I do spoilers here? Can I do spoilers for Endgame? Because that's been out for long enough that people should
Sam,
see that.
It's already been out where they re-released it for new footage that you and I still haven't seen. I'm still pretty interested.
I heard someone told me it's not worth it.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard there was like a scene where they had the Hulk saving some kids or whatever.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know, but it really didn't answer any questions like what's next for the Hulk either, so I don't know. I'm assuming it'll be in the... extra features when that movie comes out.
All right.
Yeah, I mean it is pretty good franchise. I really like what they've done with it.
But who's gonna be the next big bad guy? Because Thanos, he's taken care of. I'm not gonna do any spoilers. I'm just gonna say that his arc is over, and some people think Galactus might come into play. Big giant guy who eats goddamn planets. I don't know how you're going to defeat that. I didn't even know how they were going to defeat Thanos, but that was a kind of cool way they did that. Again, no spoilers because I'm not an asshole.
I beg to differ. Now that we're taking, a little off topic, but on topic or whatever. It's a question I have in mind. Yep. Your favorite Stan Lee cameo? Any film from that universe? What was your favorite cameo?
Oh, favorite cameo? Well, that's a good one. I like the cameo and Into the Spider-Verse where he says that no matter what happens, it's gonna fit. And while Miles is trying to buy a Spider-Man costume, but he looks back and it says no refunds.
Oh yeah,
that was clever. And I think that was the last cameo too before rest his souls. Stan Lee passed away.
Did they film his cameo for Endgame before that then?
I think so, because I believe Into the Spider-Verse is the last one he was alive, and then when Endgame was in development, he passed away during production of it, and they got it filmed prior to Endgame coming out. Rest that beautiful man's soul. His soul, as Fred bows respectively. All right. What about you? What is your favorite cameo from the Marvel Universe?
Dude.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah. I can't remember. I want to say it's like Civil War. I don't know. Is it Civil War where he's the FedEx man? Where he's like, is there a Tony Stank here?
Stank here.
I thought that was kind of funny. How he just completely botched his name. The other one.
I don't remember. I don't think I've seen.
What was the
Civil
one where
War.
he was talking to the aliens on like
he was talking to the Watchers?
Yeah, and he's like, the guys, they walk away. And he's like, hey, how am I gonna get home?
I think that was Green Lantern. I think.
Green Lantern. What the fuck are you talking about, boy?
Wait, no, Green Lantern is a Marvel. That's DC.
God, you need to be slapped.
I know. I need to be slapped. Daddy, you need to slap me
Like-
so hard.
Like, there you go again. Not you're building a case against yourself.
Hey, man.
Like, no one even DC fans don't even talk about the Green Lantern.
Well, I do because it's so bad.
I still have not seen it.
Well, good. Bad for you, but good.
Bad for you. What was? Then the other one I liked was it Infinity War where he was the bus driver?
Oh yeah, he was the bus driver.
And then all the kids are freaking out because there are aliens attacking, and he's just super chill. He's like, "What? You guys haven't seen some aliens?"
What, you have seen some aliens before? That's funny.
Just super chill.
I would imagine Stan Lee as a bus driver. I think that's the most believable cameo, as like an old guy driving around. He's like, "Oh yeah, I've seen aliens before." Like in that universe, aliens are like more common than butter. Oh man, indeed.
We need I think we. Oh, well, I want to. Let's a little side note here, but
Oh yeah.
remember when we were in Phoenix and we were at that comic book shop?
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, I gotta find some Kiss comic books because
Oh, yeah.
I'm still on the hunt. Like, I go down to Muse Comics, and being from Montana, I highly doubt we'll ever come across one. But like, I figured if I go in there and ask so many times, they'll be like, "Hey, I remember this comic book. There's some guy
Who's really interested in it?
who's really interested." Anyway, it's it's from 77.
76, 77?
Anyway, the first Marvel Kiss comic book where they actually put their own blood into the red ink.
Whoa.
Yeah. Gotta get one. Well, anyway, we were down there in Phoenix
That's pretty metal.
we were down there in Phoenix at a local comic book shop, because that's another thing. Like when we go on trips and stuff with the guys, that's like one of the top things we do is just hit up the local comic book store.
As you can tell, we're totally not nerds of any type of kind.
Oh yeah, we're rad.
We're cool.
We're cool.
Cool.
Well, anyway, I come across a Howard the Duck comic.
Which is pretty rare, isn't it?
Probably could find it online or whatever. Well, you can find anything online, but being like, I guess it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was that rare because they had a couple copies of it. Well, anyway, they had like, how every comic book store has like a wall of like their highly valuable comic books.
Oh yeah.
That's where I found it. Howard the Duck featuring Kiss, and this is
Like the first time they see
the
it.
first time Kiss is in a comic book. Period. Even prior to their own comic book series, they're in a Howard Duck. They are featured like they like do a cameo or a feature on a Howard the Duck comic book. So I'm like, being the super nerd that I am about Kiss, I'm like, I'm gonna get this. But the guy wanted to charge like, it was like $60.
Yeah.
I was sitting there, I'm like, I might do this. I might do this. Well, anyway, this guy who was high, smoking weed, wasn't paying attention, had his own, like, there was another employee that was organizing comics or whatever.
Oh, yeah?
And she overheard me wanting to buy this comic book. Well, anyway, she goes and looks for Howard the Duck in, like, the general population racks or whatever.
Oh, yeah?
Comes up with Howard the Duck, the same comic featuring Kiss, for like $6. And you know what's even fucking more funny? The guy was so baked, he didn't even realize that I was interested in the one that was featured on the wall, that I came up with the same Howard the Duck comic book for like $50 less. It just went right over his head. So, yes, doing drugs costs you money.
Yeah, it does. It does.
But,
it absolutely does.
So, yeah, I've got that sitting at home.
Oh, man. That was a fun trip. That was a fun trip going to Phoenix, Arizona. And I am actually looking forward. Yes, dog. We're talking about
Do you
stuff.
remember we went to... when we went to Seattle, we went to the Pop Culture Museum, and they had... We just happened to be there at the same time where they had the Marvel...
showroom or something like
showroom going on, and we got to see all the movie costumes, and...
Oh, God, that was so cool.
That was awesome. That was... But, yeah, we definitely... That's another thing we got to do. I forgot to put, like, you know how Bridger puts lists together for stuff we need to do.
Stuff we need to do, yeah.
Go to Vegas next month. We got to go hit up a comic book store.
The comic book store. Yeah. Probably. But like for me personally, I don't know what's in Vegas, so I am perfectly content to do whatever. The only thing I know in Vegas is that... Oh, my parents were telling me, because I was having a conversation with them, and apparently, if you want to eat cheap, you need to find the old strip in Old Town Vegas. Not the new strip, but the old strip. Which, apparently there's an old strip in Las Vegas where you can get stuff cheaply. And you can also do, like, zip linings across the skyscrapers and whatnot.
Oh, yeah. I've seen those videos before where you can... Yeah.
I would love to do that. Don't know how much it's going to cost, but I want to do that.
Money's not even a concern.
Hey, man, I got a credit card, and I'm going to max it out.
That is the spirit. That is the spirit.
That's the American spirit.
God damn. That's the America's youth right there.
Give me a credit card, I will max it out, and then forget about it. And then...
Wonder why your credit score is in the fucking shitter.
Well, I've been doing good recently. They actually increased my credit limit, so that's pretty cool. So I'm not part of the youth. Fuck the youth.
Fuck the youth.
Fuck the youth. Even though I am part of the youth. Wait, Sam, aren't you part of the youth? Shit.
Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch. Well, I think we've been talking for an hour, a little bit more than an hour here. Any other thoughts here, or should we end it there for now?
Hot damn, call it a night.
Alrighty. Well, thank you for tuning in for our lovely voices here. We got ourselves new mics set up, and I believe we made it so it's not an echo here. So I guess this would be pilot number 2 here, and hopefully we'll get a YouTube channel here relatively soon. As when this pops up, we should be on the YouTubes here. But anyways, thank you for hanging out with us. Give this video a like, a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and give us a subscribe to get more wacky, insane, off-the-rails content from the Saxy Tap. I'm Sam, and this is Mr. Fred.
Signing off.
Signing off! Woo!